Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
The refusal of international oil companies to relocate their head offices to the Niger Delta in violation of the federal government's directive issued over 3 years ago is giving most Niger Deltans cause for worry. Following a steady rise in unemployment rates across the Niger Delta, some civil society groups and business operators are calling on the IOCs to relocate and create jobs for their host communities in the region. Correspondent Chika Boduze tells us more.
The National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, in a recent report, ranks Nigeria's oil-producing states, including Imo, Akwa Ibom, Rivers and Delta, as states with the highest unemployment rates in the country. In its ranking, the NBS designates Imo as Nigeria's unemployment capital with 48.7% unemployment rates, while for Akwa Ibom, Rivers and Delta states, unemployment rates are put at 45.2%, 43.7% and 40.3% in that order. The jobless state of millions of Nigerians residing in the Niger Delta is in spite of the fact that the region is the melting pot of the oil sector, which accounts for over 95% of Nigeria's foreign exchange and 80% of its annual budgetary revenues. Niger Delta activist Ken Henshaw describes this development as unacceptable.
It's shocking that the 6 highest states in terms of unemployment are oil-producing states. That's a major problem, and that's a clear indicator that foreign direct investment is being lost alongside a whole lot of other investments. This region has been steadily and routinely fleeced.
In the wake of the NBS report, several groups in the Niger Delta have held meetings to look at possible causes of rising unemployment rates in the region. The general submission is that capital flight from the region has been a major driver of unemployment in Nigeria's oil-rich region. Only recently, Bayelsa State Governor Doye Diri made a case for oil companies to relocate their head offices to the Niger Delta, where their exploration and production activities take place. According to Governor Diri, the relocation of oil companies to the region would boost its economy, particularly for his home state of Bayelsa.
Let me reiterate our earlier call for the oil companies to please come back to the Niger Delta and site their headquarters in the Niger Delta. Particularly for us in Bayelsa, we are even set by virtue of what the Nigerian Content Development Board is doing, by virtue of what the Bayelsa state government is doing and will continue to do. Let me invite you to come back and expand the offices in Bayelsa. And those who don't have offices, please come and build your headquarters here in Bayelsa. That way, the issues of capital flights from where the golden egg is being laid, those complaints will go down.
After a critical consideration of the IOC's reluctance to comply with an order from Vice President Yemi Oshibajo in March 2017 to relocate their head offices to the Niger Delta, some Niger Deltans have come to the conclusion that the Vice President was merely playing to the gallery when he gave the directive.
There's no leadership without example, and it's clearly the failure of the regulatory institutions to follow suit. You cannot be regulating me and be elsewhere and expect me to be somewhere else. How do we intertwine? The NNPC in itself, who do not have any business in Abuja, will move to the Niger Delta, where their oil and gas activities, 99% is taking place. As well as the oil companies will also move in the same vein.
Over the years, the international oil companies have consistently cited insecurity as a factor preventing them from relocating their head offices to the Niger Delta. However, not a few Niger Deltans disagree that their preferred destinations in Lagos and Abuja are not immune to the many security challenges plaguing the entire country. For most business operators in the Niger Delta, the oil companies are deliberately staying away from the Niger Delta to boost the economies of other regions in the country.
Take a look at Lagos. As far back as 1991, Lagos was generating in the neighborhood of about 8 billion naira as its IGR. Today, Lagos is doing about tenfold that. Now, just suppose that with a state like Rivers State that was generating about that same IGR as far back as then, and just suppose that to what we're generating now, we're paltry between the neighborhood of 10 to 12 billion.
In spite of the adamant posture of the IOCs, there are several compelling reasons suggesting their immediate relocation to the Niger Delta. Now more than ever before, their presence is needed to heal old wounds, especially in regard to dealing with unending incidents of environmental pollution attendant on their drilling activities in the region. Moreover, it will place them in a better stead to effectively carry out their corporate social responsibility to disgruntled host communities in the region. This is without a shadow of doubt a credible solution to the crisis of underdevelopment that is currently rocking Nigeria's oil-rich Niger Delta region.
Inside the Niger Delta,